Next up on America Outdoors Radio, we're broadcasting from the Northwest Outdoor Writers Association Conference in Shoto, Montana. And I want to introduce you to two very unique women. Their names are Bardwell and Maggie Carr, and they own Dropstone Outfitting. Ladies, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us. Good to be here.
I want to talk about a few things. Number one, let's talk about what you offer, basically stock-supported hiking trips into the Bob Marshall Wilderness. Tell our listeners a little bit more about this.
So we offer multi-day stock-supported hiking trips into the Bob Marshall Wilderness. The Bob is 1.5 million acres, so it's a huge wilderness complex. Our hikes involve a string of mules that packs all of your gear, and then you just hike with a light day pack. We provide food, we provide guiding services, we provide natural history, and we also help you put up your tent, and we're excellent companions on the trail.
Big question, Maggie. Who does the cooking?
Eve.
All right. So, and this is important, because, it's a big deal. How many days, Eve, are people out with you on these trips? I'm guessing it varies.
I think this year 5's our shortest, 8 is our longest, and then we do have a backpacking that runs 10, but the food's a lot easier for that.
Okay. So, Eve, food is important. What's for dinner? What's for breakfast?
Breakfast is pretty standard wholesome fare. There's, oatmeal, steel cut oats. We do eggs and bacon and that sort of thing. And then there's a, sandwich lunch with lots of granola bars and snacks. And then dinner is typically peas and sausage and spaghetti. And we try to throw some vegetables in there and keep it healthy. Yeah.
Any meat?
Oh, yeah. Yep. We have a few vegetarians, but usually each dinner has meat in it.
Meat's important if you're hiking all day. At least that's my opinion. So let's talk about some of the things folks are going to see in the Bob Marshall Wilderness. Everyone tells me about the Chinese Wall. Tell our listeners about this must-see destination.
So the Chinese Wall is the flagship feature of the Bob Marshall Wilderness. It's about 13 miles long and 1,000 feet tall limestone escarpment. It is by far the most visited spot in the Bob, but for good reason. It's beautiful. I've never seen anything like it, and it's a fairly easy hike to get there. It's 2 days of about 10 miles, but it's not too steep. But there's also lots of other areas where there's a lot less people. There's the Scapegoat Wall, there's the Birch Creek area, there's the South Fork of the Flathead, you name it. Whatever you like to do in the outdoors, the Bob's got it.
One thing that people like to do in the outdoors, especially in the Bob Marshall Wilderness, is to bring a spinning rod or a fly rod and go fishing. And Eve, I understand you've got a little bit of insight about just how good the fishing is here.
It is good mountain fishing. It's classic mountain fishing. It's those sweet streams that you can wet wade, and just watch your fly go, and you catch fish. You're not going to catch honkers, but you're going to catch fish, all day long.
But you know what? You're being modest here, because we're not talking 6-inch rainbows here. We're talking about some pretty decent-sized cutthroat, aren't we? Or are we talking about 6-inch rainbows here?
No, you're definitely going to catch some cutthroat and some nice fish. You'll catch a 22-inch fish.
Well, that's a honker in my book when it comes to stream fishing in the mountains. So let's break this down a little bit. Are we talking about cutthroat trout? Are we talking about rainbow trout? Are we talking about both? And what is the average size? I've always heard it's more like in the 12 to 14-inch range out there.
Oh, definitely. I've caught a couple 22-inch fish, but yeah, typically they're going to run 14, 16 inches, and mostly cut, and there are those rainbow cut hybrids, but they're feisty.
Oh, absolutely they are. And you give me 14, 16-inch cutthroat rainbows or cutbows, I'll catch those all day long. So most of the people that come fishing with you, they're doing it on their own once they hike out there with you. Are they mainly using fly rods, or are they using spinning rods and casting spinners and spoons out there?
Well, I'd say it's strictly fly. I've not ever seen anybody with a spinner and you stick them back in the water right away, and you're not really keeping what you catch.
And with your cooking, you don't really need to. So that's good to know, too. So I want to talk about something else here, because this is unique. I have never run across an outfitting service before that is run solely by women. And a mother with her 2 children that are here for the interview, too. This is really unique. How did you two come up with this? Maggie, I'll let you start off.
So we both live in Shoto, and we've lived here for a while. Shoto's a pretty small town. It's about 2,000 people, and we both worked outdoor jobs in our early 20s, and we're kind of looking for something else. We were looking for something to really dig our teeth into, and we both have experience with horses and with hiking, so we thought, this would be a really great service to offer. Little did we know that there was a company that existed in Shoto like that already, and they were getting older and were looking for people to buy the company. And so we were very fortunate to make their acquaintance. We worked with them for a couple years, and then they offered it to us in 2013.
Let's talk about your clientele, Eve. Because you are two women running this business, do you tend to attract more women that maybe would be intimidated going with a male who's in charge of a guide service?
We do tend to attract more women, and I'm absolutely sure it is, in part because we're female. But I think it's also because of the type of trip that we're offering. Like, it's not your classic, dude wrangler setup. Like, we're hiking. There's a lot of women who hike, and this is the first time that they've seen something like this, and I'm sure feeling more comfortable has something to do with that. But we do get guys, men. We get men.
We have guys that guide for us, too. We're not a purely women-operated business as well. Yeah.
I believe that. But I was going to ask that. Have you run across any resistance either in the guiding business or from male clients because you're two women running an outfitting business? You both strike me as fairly capable, so I'm hoping not.
I think because what we offer is a little bit different than your normal experience than Bob, we really haven't experienced much tension with other outfitters or guides because we do something that's different. And so I think they also, because we're both women, they think, they've got this hiking business. And they've been very supporting of us. And we also work with several of them. They give us business. We give them business. Our clients, I don't think we have a lot of male clients. And I've never run across anyone that we've had any problems with. In the very beginning, it was more a difference of people who had gone with the people who had owned it before us. There was maybe a year of getting used to us owning the business, but nothing that had to do with us being female and them male.
I'll tell you what, folks. Having met both of you, I would have no hesitation about hiking into the Bob and going trout fishing for several days and eating some good food. It sounds like a great time to me. Eve, what's the website so folks can find out more about going hiking with you, going fishing with you, and experiencing perhaps Montana's greatest wilderness?
It is www.dropstoneoutfitting.com.
That's dropstoneoutfitting.com, just like it sounds, dropstoneoutfitting.com. Make plans to go on a pack-supported hiking trip into the Bob Marshall Wilderness. Bring your fly rod, get ready for some great trout fishing and some great hiking, some great scenery too. Ladies, thanks for sharing this with us today, and thanks for your kids for being here too on America Outdoors Radio.
Thank you.
Thank you, John.